Why we always got a problem with Texas? Hey, Brenda. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Problem Solver. Oh, Problem Solver. I like that name. Hey, Judith. Hey, Sherry, baby. OG in the building. Okay. So, we got Shampela, which they call her name. They call her Pamela. Okay? They call her Pamela. I'm going to show y'all. I usually talk about it and then show y'all the news clip. But I'm going to show y'all the news clip first and then talk about it. Let's get into it.
Years ago. At Fox.
Oh, shit. What happened here? Let's go.
Hey everybody, Gabby Hart with Fox 26 here. Thank you guys for tuning into this Thursday stream of The Missing. For those of you who don't know, this is a time where we digitally highlight the dozens of missing persons cases that we've covered on our series, The Missing. The Missing is a segment that we take very personally here at Fox 26. And no matter who the person is, what their background, what their habit, their situation was, we take the time out to highlight them, to tell their stories, and to give their loved ones a platform to talk about their missing loved ones in hope of bringing them home one day. So in this Thursday's edition, we're following up on a story that aired about 3 weeks ago on Pamela Buckner. Now, Pamela did vanish under extremely strange circumstances. We can't exactly talk about all of the details, but I will be joined by her cousin a little bit later to kind of talk about what's happened since this piece is aired. But before we do that, I do want to give you guys a look at the story of Pamela Buckner. Take a look.
Little stuff like that.
I need y'all to listen to it because I can't show it.
Hasn't been seen since the night of June 21st, 2017. Her last...
Good afternoon. Could you please state your name for the record?
Hold on.
And how old are you, Miss Butts?
Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I could do something different. Hold on.
Hey everybody, Gabby Hart with Fox 26 here. Thank you guys for tuning into this Thursday stream of The Missing. For those of you who don't know, this is a time where we digitally highlight the dozens of missing persons cases that we've covered on our series, The Missing. The Missing is a segment that we take very personally here at Fox 26. And no matter who the person is, what their background, what their habit, their situation was, we take the time out to highlight them, to tell their stories, and to give their loved ones a platform to talk about their missing loved ones in hope of bringing them home one day. So in this Thursday's edition, we're following up on a story that aired about 3 weeks ago on Pamela Buckner. Now, Pamela did vanish under extremely strange circumstances. We can't exactly talk about all of the details, but I will be joined by her cousin a little bit later to kind of talk about what's happened since this piece is aired. But before we do that, I do want to give you guys a look at the story of Pamela Buckner. Take a look.
Little stuff like that. This keeps you angry.
20-year-old Pamela Buckner hasn't been seen since the night of June 21st, 2017. Her last known location was the Forest Point Apartments on Northborough Drive near Highway 45. That's where she'd been living. Pamela's cousin, Monica Ravis, and her uncle, Bill Ravis, sat down with Fox 26, and they shared their frustration with the lack of answers and information about her disappearance. Her family says they have strong suspicions and reason to believe that someone harmed Pamela. They say police even questioned the people that they suspect, but they were never arrested or charged. Do you guys believe that they harmed Pamela?
I do. About the only conclusion that we can come up with at this point.
For legal reasons, we can't get into the specifics of who they believe was involved and what they think may have happened.
It's too much. So
What do you mean?
Just her missing circumstances, the people involved, what's being done, what's not being done, what we can do more. It's just so I don't know.
You seem frustrated.
I am. Just get frustrated from the lack of no information coming from the detectives, the police department. No, I mean,
You feel like she's been forgotten.
I do. We think so.
What we can say is that the family claims a neighbor told them she heard an altercation inside of Pamela's apartment the night she disappeared. No one saw or heard from her after that, and that the leasing manager found Pamela's apartment unlocked.
Keys, her purse, her debit card, everything was left at the house.
Monica says the response family got from the missing person detective was disheartening.
The last thing that he said was, maybe she just don't want to be found.
Pamela's family says they know in their hearts that she didn't just up and leave without a word.
At that time, 20 years old, with no money or whatever, even if she was gone for a while, she would have to eventually contact someone for some type of support. The altercation, then all of a sudden a person go missing. You don't want to jump to no conclusion to say,
oh man, I messed up
something
here.
bad has happened. You just hope and keep looking.
A beautiful young woman, 20 years old at the time that she vanished. And I do want to clarify something that the family corrected me on after this story aired, is that the last date she was seen was actually May 21st of 2017. I'm joined now by her cousin. You just heard her speak in that interview, that story that we did. Her name is Monica Revis. She corrected me on that name pronunciation a little bit earlier. It is Revis, not Revis. I'm sorry about that. Monica, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good. For the circumstances, I'm doing good.
Yeah, considering.
Right.
What has that reaction been like from your family, from people who know you after this story aired?
After the story aired, actually on the day it aired, one of the second day, it was her birthday. So we went out, we celebrated. Well, at the apartments, we had a prayer vigil. I didn't want to do a balloon release, but a prayer vigil. And we had a big, nice turnout and people were like, "Oh, I saw you in the news on Channel 26." You know, and then we got a good turnout. And actually a team came out, and we had security and everything. They were great. And so we just been getting a lot of support. Like a lot of people been reaching out, offering their services to us, and just pretty much, praying with us and for us, and just hoping for the best. And it's just been overwhelming, so many people.
Now, did you hear anything from law enforcement after this piece aired?
No. So only thing I heard was I contacted the new investigator, and I left my information, and still no call back.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, no, nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
When you were watching this story, I mean, what was going through your mind? I know you sat down with me when we did this interview, but seeing, this is your younger cousin, and you said she had hopes, she had goals.
Right.
What was it like for you sitting back and watching this play out on a TV screen?
It just honestly just brought back memories, and it was just very heartbreaking because, I don't know, she just didn't deserve whatever it was that happened to her. It just brought me back with a bunch of emotions, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now let's kind of get into it, because there were some things that we couldn't address.
Right.
And I know that you found that frustrating.
Exactly.
Your uncle found it frustrating. But for legal reasons, for those at home watching this, we had to be very careful, because as I mentioned in the piece, that Monica, her uncle, Pamela's uncle, they had suspicions. They know in their hearts who was inside of that apartment with Pamela.
Right.
They know that someone heard an altercation, and they believe that those people might have been responsible. But for legal reasons, we can't say their names. We can't get who they were related to or anything like that.
Right.
I mean, without, kind of getting into that, Monica, how is that made you feel, kind of having to navigate around what you think to be true?
Right. Honestly, I was very, very upset. because it's just not fair. Because we know for a fact something what went on and what happened, and we have the text messages and everything that she was, speaking to the neighbor about what was happening, and we seen it live from what she was saying. So the fact that we can't just really go into detail, I'm highly upset. I can't even explain, but I know I'm very upset because it's like we're suffering, and then they're
living their
walking around
life
freely with not a care in the world.
Yep.
Like it's nothing to them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I know I asked you guys this in that interview, and your uncle said that he wasn't giving up hope. Billy,
Right.
the gentleman you saw there.
Right.
You kind of, when I asked that question, stayed quiet. You didn't say that you've given up hope, but you also didn't agree with him, wholeheartedly. Like, yeah, there's still, it seemed like you kind of, there was something else on your mind. And at this point, I mean, do you feel like Pamela is going to come home alive? Well, what is on your heart?
On my heart, I of course I want her to come home alive, but just facing reality, I know, and it's just been too many things that I've experienced and seen from my own eyes that to seem like she's not even with us anymore. Like, it's just been a lot. It's weird things, but clarification to me enough that I don't think that she will.
Yeah.
I just don't think so. Just being honest. And like I tell my family, yeah, of course we praying and we want her to, come home safe and like she was, but I'm not, I just know something. Yeah, I just don't.
We can't say the names or get into the specifics, but
Right.
Your message to the people that you believe in your heart had something to do with her disappearance. I mean, what would you say to them right now if they're seeing these, these podcasts and these stories? I mean, what message would you deliver to them? Because they know who they are, whether we can say the names or not.
Right. Of course, I would just say to them to have a heart, which I know they don't, but to have a heart and just, at least be honest about what happened that day, and just tell us something. We know, around about like the outside covering of what happened, but we need them to just go into detail and tell everything that happened and what was the end result. Just to be honest, just to come and talk to us and tell us.
Did it provide you all any relief? Any sort of, I guess, just did it give you any sort of, hope or relief? I mean, seeing her face, on TV, seeing the fact that there were billboards put up of her as the story aired. How did that make you all feel?
I felt a lot better. When I saw the billboards, of course I smiled and was like, wow. But then again, I mean, it's just like a mix of emotions because you see your loved one, but then under the circumstances, like, it's not like she's saying, oh, I got a tax business, that's not why she's on the billboard. So I was kind of like, wow, look at Pamela. And then I'm like, okay. But the reason for her being on the billboard is it was like, I got mad all over again,
Yeah. But I mean, seeing this coverage, I mean, did it, so many families don't have that. Their loved ones they're just stuck to, social media.
Right.
How did what was the reaction like from, your aunts and your uncle? Because we hadn't spoken to him, was there a sense of something's being done? We can take a breath.
Right.
Some people know.
Right. He's actually feeling a lot better. That something more that has been being done is getting done, So
and we're going to talk about everything, guys, because right now nothing's being done.
Like something that means something. But I feel the same.
Around and
right, right. Because at first, I'm gonna be honest. When it first happened, the first couple of years, I kind of was like, I don't know. I just stopped. Like, I didn't ever stop looking and never stop doing things behind the scenes, like, making phone calls and checking here and there and doing this and doing that. But it just, I wasn't, just actively involved, But now it's like getting news coverage and just shedding more light on her situation. It's kind of gave me more of like get up and go harder and try to get things done on her behalf.
Because you said, that interview that I sensed your frustration when we're talking, because you're like, I don't know, and I tell that there was something a little more there, and you guys said, it feels like she's been forgotten.
Right. Yeah, because with law enforcement and everything, well, mainly them, it's like, you think they would contact the family or, give us some kind of like information. They changed investigators, didn't even tell us. They just had been doing a lot of stuff. And then when I contacted them, they told me that there's been an update to her case, but they couldn't. The guy who answered the phone couldn't tell me anything. The investigator had to tell me.
And when was that?
This was like, what day? I don't know what day I spoke with you. Whatever day it was I spoke with you. It was that day I contacted them, and
so a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. And I was still just waiting on that call back. And so that I'm going to remember to call back again tomorrow, because I've been had a lot of things going on. But nothing. They just, law enforcement, they just they don't care. Like they just, we got a call from one guy who was helping us. He was like, well, you need to contact led me to contact the investigator again, because when he called him and was trying to get information, he was like, well, you need to contact them, because then I give me the full details. But they said that her missing persons case is now a homicide. And I'm like, what? So, when I called the guy, was like, there's been an update. He was like, I don't know about homicide or anything like that, but I can't give you, any like details, but the investigator has to contact you. And like I said, again, I left my information. My uncle has left his, and still we haven't got no callbacks.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Right.
Wow. So is this a homicide case now?
Well, I'm happy that we could at least, get this out there, get her face out there.
Right.
Like somebody out there knows something.
Of course.
Exactly.
Look
People
at her.
that was in that house.
Beautiful young woman.
It's making me so mad.
We're hoping that we can one day, bring you guys that closure. I mean, that's our hope for all of these families. Any final thoughts from you? Anything else that you would like to add, or that you feel
if this
like
a homicide case, then they would have to back proof.
Pamela's story.
It's crazy.
Not really, as far as, like I said, what we can go into detail about. Not really, but I do have a good, at this point, after that everything has aired, I have a better. I feel better about things, because I did speak with her boyfriend at the time, and he's working with me. He's really doing what he needs to do. He explained to me how he felt, and how it has affected him. And he just told me that he's gonna do everything in his power to help get her, get some answers at least.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you. I want to one more time just pop Pamela's face up here.
She's so pretty.
20-year-old Pamela Buckner, missing since 2017. Somebody out there knows what happened to her. Somebody has information.
This is pissing me off, y'all. I'm sorry. We need to talk. Okay, let's get into it. Now, I don't know about the boyfriend helping, because right now, nobody's helping. Nobody is helping the cousin. I spoke to the cousin. I am in contact with the cousin. She has informed me that she's not getting no help. Now, this news coverage, I don't know how far this was. Let me see. It says a year ago. It could have been more farther. I don't know if they just posted it a year ago. But I want to talk about this case a little bit that's out there, that was posted when her missing clip was out there. Okay? So let's find out on Facebook. Because I don't have to, I already know, but I want to show you guys. Because her boyfriend and his brother and his friends were roommates. They were all roommates. The brother was away. I think he's like in the army or a veteran. I'm not sure. But he was not there. So I do want to clear that up because I hear people saying, oh, it was the boyfriend that was there. The boyfriend was not there. He was away at the time. Let's go to Facebook. Okay. There was a knock on the door. It was the boyfriend's brother and his friends. They came to pick up their belongings because, like I said, they were all roommates. Now, I also heard that the boyfriend was abusive to Pamela. Okay? But at the time, he was not there. The boyfriend's brother came to pick up the belongings. When he came to pick up the belongings, he came with some friends. Okay? They beat that girl, Pamela. They abused her. She was so scared, she ran into the next room, the bathroom, and text messaged her neighbor and told the neighbor what was going on. She's been missing ever since. This baby has been missing ever since. Yep. Now, let me see something. Hold on, y'all. Let me just put. Let me put her flyer back up. How do I do that again, y'all? Wallpaper? No, that's not the wallpaper. How do I put her flyer back up? Background. So, this is her, of course. Beautiful young lady. Beautiful young lady. And I want to show you guys something right here. If I could find the original flyer, what it said. Well, it wasn't a flyer because she never had a flyer.
I do.
It was just, let me see what it say. Just came. Hold on, y'all. Oh, man. Okay. Let me get off of this right here. Another picture of her, but I should have never put the background. I should have just put a clear because there's some stuff I need to show y'all. Hold on. Damn, why I can't show y'all? Hold on. Damn, why I can't y'all. Okay. So I'm going to show you a picture of her and her boyfriend. This is him. I don't know his name. But I'm telling her story because it needs to be told and her story needs to get out there. Now, from what I was told, the family isn't getting no help. The cousin isn't getting no help. So we need to push this. Okay? We got to push this, guys. I am interviewing the cousin when she gets some time in her schedule. I will have her on my platform so she could have a voice because every victim deserves a voice, right? The victim's family deserve a voice, right? That's very important, right? That we make sure that her story gets out there. And let me not get it twisted. I don't have a problem, right? Going out there in the cold, right? Saying her name either. Just like I did for Aaliyah Wilson, or anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem collecting funds, right? To get the money that any family member needs because I've done that. You know what I'm saying? This is about her, right? This beautiful young girl. And you know what's so scary is somebody does know something. Somebody knows something because she was in that apartment with the boyfriend's brother, right? And his friends. So obviously, if they were the last person to see her, where the hell is she now? And if that detective says, well, this is now a homicide case, where is the proof of that? What did you find to make this a homicide case?
The story of a family frustrated with what they've gotten zero answers about how their loved one vanished into thin air 6 years ago.
Oh yeah, and this happened in 2017.
Stuff like that. This keeps you angry.
20-year-old Pamela Buckner hasn't been seen since the night of June 21st, 2017. Her last known location was the Forest Point Apartments on Northborough Drive near Highway 45. That's where she'd been living. Pamela's cousin, Monica Ravis, and her uncle, Bill Ravis, sat down with Fox 26, and they shared their frustration with the lack of answers and information about her disappearance. Her family says they have strong suspicions and reason to believe that someone harmed Pamela. They say police even question the people that they suspect, but they were never arrested or charged. Do you guys believe that they harmed Pamela?
I do. But the only conclusion that we can come up with at this point.
For legal reasons, we can't get into the specifics of who they believe was involved and what they think may have happened.
It's too much. So,
What do you mean?
just her missing circumstances, the people involved, what's done, being done, what's not being done, what we can do more. It's just, so, I don't know.
You seem frustrated.
I am.
We get frustrated from the lack of no information coming from the detectives,
Hey, Mary.
police department. No, I mean,
You feel like she's been forgotten.
Hey, Jules.
we think so.
What we can say is that the family claims a neighbor told them she heard an altercation inside of Pamela's apartment the night she disappeared. No one saw or heard from her after that, and that the leasing manager found Pamela's apartment unlocked.
He used her purse.
Where was the cameras?
Was left at the house.
Monica
Was there any cameras? This is a building complex. So what I want to do is, I want to find out, was there any cameras around there? There's got to be cameras. There's got to be cameras. You can't tell me that there was no cameras on that building complex. That is a building complex. But not every building complex got cameras though. Yeah, the neighbor did. Yes, the neighbor did. That's the same neighbor that she texted and that she was scared that because they were beating on her. But they did not arrest the people. And no, this case should not be, I don't know why, to me, this case should not be difficult at all, right? The difficult part is the fucking cops is not doing their job. That's the difficult part. But if people get together as a team and start investigating and working together, they could solve this damn case themselves, I think. Bring it home to the ball game. I wasn't the right saying, but you understand what I'm saying. Working as a team, putting things together, putting it out there, questioning people, doing your own investigation. Because when I tell you, someone knows something, and when you start to do your research and go on social media and do the stuff that, let me tell you something. Jonell White. When the cop found out that we pushed Jonell White so much, me and Katie, he went viral all over Facebook. He was not getting the attention that he needed. They found Jonell White, right? But I'm going to tell you how they knew it was him. Because they said that on social media, he had a bunch of missing things about him. That's how they knew it was him. So, social media is the platform that works. And my spreading ass that was spread from here to Mexico, spreading awareness from here all over, does the job. But I do much more than that. I call detectives. I stay updated. I make sure they on the case as well, even though they detectives. I didn't get to websites that I need to dig into. I work with another person that she knows what to do as well. She digs into the websites. She knows what she's doing. She can get the governor on the damn phone. So it's about working together, getting things done. making a Facebook group, which they got a group for her, keeping it open, not private, keeping it public. And I'm going to tell you why. And why I do this to every group. Because people talk. You don't want a group to stay private. You're never going to find out the right information if you do. You're not. You want a public group. Because the monsters that did anything, they're going to want to go in there and they're going to want to do this. Or the people that know something is going to want to. I got a case right now that I'm not even working on, but I did spread awareness for it. And I got somebody hitting me up on the down low about the case because they know something. And I'm going to be real with you. I think it's the person that did something to the young girl. The girl was found on the tree unalive. And the person been hitting me up on the down low making fake accounts. That's how you know it's the ops. I haven't even told my girl Katie about this. This young girl was found dead by a tree. And I spread awareness about the case. I was going to do the interview with her, a sibling of hers, but he had to have surgery. This person has a person been hitting me up. I don't know how they found me because I do what I do and I spread awareness. But they've been trying to get information from me. And that's when you know it's the ops. There's certain things that you would know. Certain things. I have another case that I was working on. And a guy came to me and this young lady was found unalive in a box. Unalive in a box. When I called the detective, he didn't even know who the case I was talking about. He said, "Oh, who's that?" What? Excuse me? This is your case. She was found dead in a box. Beautiful young girl. I started going, spreading awareness all over. Next day, 6 o'clock in the morning, a guy, Caucasian man, messaged me and says he's the father. I wasn't too sure if he was the father, but you know what was weird? He knew exactly where the box was at and what shoe she had on. When I started digging, he disappeared. When I tell you, somebody knows something about this young girl's disappearance. Somebody knows something. So what I'm saying is, eyes open, ears open, stay on social media like the glue. And do the research. Let's continue.
Monica says the response family got from the missing person detective was disheartening.
The last thing that he said was, maybe she just don't want to be found.
Pamela's family says they know in their hearts that she didn't just up and leave without a word.
At that time, 20 years old, with no money or whatever, even if she was gone for a while, she would have to eventually contact someone for some type of support.
Right.
Altercation, and all of a sudden the person go missing. You don't want to jump to no conclusion to say something bad has happened. You just hope and keep looking.
Gabby Hart, Fox 26 News.
Maybe she don't want to be found. Excuse me, officer? If somebody told that about your daughter, officer, how would you feel? See, that's the job right there that tells you they're not going to help you. They're not going to help. So it's up to us to push this. as far. Keep pushing it. Social media is powerful. And it only becomes powerful if you're doing the work. It only becomes powerful if you are doing the work. So I'm asking everybody on here, you see this young lady right here? I need you to share her poster, share her flyer. Share it like if she's your sister. Share it like if you know her. Share it like if she's your friend. Can you imagine no one's helping if someone was missing that you knew, or somebody in your family was missing and no one was helping you? And the news or the detectives stop. There's only one news article of this young girl, and that's the only news article that I could find. No article on YouTube is playing about this young girl. I think Arctic Fox did a thing of her, because Arctic Fox does everything. That's why I love Arctic Fox. And let's go to search it. Let's go. Hold on, let me see if I can find something else about her missing. Because I searched. And baby, I searched and I searched and I searched. One other person did it, but they didn't do much really. Oh, and a psychic did it. Arctic Fox. Let's play Arctic Fox.
7-year-old Pamela Buckner, who goes by Pam. Pam is missing out of Houston. I got over a million subscribers on YouTube.
Shit.
Of 27-year-old Pamela Buckner, who goes by Pam. Pam is missing out of Houston, Texas. At the time of her disappearance, she was 4 feet 11 inches tall and weighed 100 pounds with brown eyes and black hair. Pam has been missing since the 21st of May, 2017, and her family and friends are very concerned about her safety and her well-being. She was last seen at her apartment complex located at 13030 Northborough Drive. It's the Forest Point Apartments, and she's not been seen or heard from since the 21st of May, 2017. If you have any information on Pam or her whereabouts, you are asked to get in contact with the Houston Police Department at 832-396-1816. Now, guys, this young lady has been missing for 7 years almost at this point. And as you can well imagine, the family is at their wits' end with grief and worry. This is very out of character for Pam to be missing and not be in contact with family for such an extended period of time. So we do need to get her face out on social media, guys. Do me a favor, give the video a like. It does help more people to see Pam's face.
Exactly. That was 11 months ago that Arctic Fox talked about that. She's still missing. She's been missing since 2017. She's 27 years old. 20 years old, I'm sorry. Why they put 27 years old? That's weird. She's 20 years old, right? Yeah, she's 20 years old. I've looked at it over and over again. I don't know, but they put 27 over here. She's very, very young. Very, very young. Hey, Doc. Hey, Janice. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Missy Marie. How are you, love? So she's a young, beautiful young girl. And she's only 100 pounds. 100 pounds soaking wet. So she's very petite. Can you even imagine? She reminds me of my ex-husband's daughter, Muff, Nicole. Because she's way that much. She's very petite. Very, very thin. So please, y'all, if you see the flyer that I made or any other post of her, share it. Just share it. It doesn't hurt to share. It's going to help in the long run. There's also a group for her. Okay? Please join that group. If you could put that group in the comments, Katie, for me, please. I think you're my moderator on here, Katie. If you could put the name of the group in the comments for me. You guys join that group. Support the cousin. She needs the support. It's really about supporting Pam. She's the one that's missing. But the cousin is out here doing her best that she can by herself. So she needs to know that we are with her. She needs to know that we are with her. There's other cases that I do want to talk about. I know I haven't been live on here. I have not been feeling too good physically. And I'm going to be honest with you. Mentally, this is a lot for the cases that I be doing, for the cases that I be talking about. But y'all know that if y'all watching my reels on TikTok, Facebook, it is up there every single minute. Follow me on Twitter, okay? Because that's where you're really going to see the shiz out. All right? Shout out to Nancy Grace for reposting her flyer, for also reposting her video. And if you want to watch Nancy Grace repost any of my stuff, you're going to have to go on Twitter because she doesn't do it on Facebook. She only does it on Twitter when she reposts my stuff. And that's a huge thing, you know, for her to repost anything I do. Who would even imagine? I wouldn't even imagine, you know. But it's good because it's getting the victim's face out there to get more awareness. So that's what I'm grateful for. Nancy Grace reposts it, then everybody else is gonna repost it too. Keep posting it. You know what I mean? So I'm just grateful for that. There's a few other cases that I will be talking about. I'm gonna come back on here tomorrow. Because every time I post something on the reel, we need to talk about things. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Katie. Thanks, babe. So everyone, please, if you can, join that group. Once again, it's about supporting Pam. She's missing, 20 years old, beautiful young girl with a beautiful heart. This is very sad. When I first saw this, I was like, oh my God. Wait a minute. She was in her own apartment? Something's not right. And I posted the photo that I seen on Facebook. But her story was in my mind constantly. I was like, oh my God. And other cases that I've been posting too. So I messaged the cousin and I was like, do you have a flyer? And she was like, no, just what's out there with, the police thing. So I said, I want to get on this. So I made a flyer and I said she needs to get awareness because she said there's no one helping her and it's hard, And when I first heard her story, I was like, oh my God. I heard it from, it was somebody on Facebook. It was a girl posting it or a guy. It was somebody on Facebook. That's how I first heard it. It wasn't nobody I know. It was somebody on Facebook. And then I started sharing it. And then I was like, oh my God, this is wow. And then I shared it in my group. And she was like, wow, thank you so much. Yeah, it's no problem. Like, I'm going to share it. You know what I mean? Then when I found out, when I read what happened, she was in her apartment. The boyfriend's brother came over with his friend. And it was like, it never left my mind for days now. Even on my birthday, I was going through it because the cases, like when you doing true crime and you invested in it like I am, it don't matter what birthday, what holiday. My birthday was on the 5th and I wasn't feeling it. I'm going to be honest with you. I was in here like these cases, it was getting to me. It really was. It was given to me. It was getting to me. And I was going through my medical stuff also. But when you do the stuff that I do with these cases, you don't sleep at night. It really takes you to another level. And I never thought it was going to be like that. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I never thought mentally it would challenge you mentally. But that's when you know your heart is in it. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't. So I'm asking you, just share her photo. Okay? It's not hard. It's just a click of a share. Oh, hold on. I gotta do this thing. Then, I was unable to do it. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it's just a click of a share, y'all. Hey, Sandra Braxton, number 8. Hey, London. Hey, Suli. So please, y'all, just share it. Jason, hello. I'm gonna end it now, but I know 6 people shared it, the live. But I mean, thank you so much, and just share her photo and get it out there. Follow me on all platforms, Brooklyn Squad. I'm out there. I know y'all used to me going live on TikTok a little more. I will though. I will. All right. I'm gonna post this on YouTube. I'm gonna post it on Facebook. I'm gonna post it on Twitter and on Newsbreak. I'm also on Newsbreak. So go follow me on Newsbreak too, y'all. Wherever the news here is on here, I'm everywhere else. Because I'm gonna make sure these cases get the attention that it needs to get. Okay? Remember, it's about the victims. I am the voice for the victims. And I will always say that, because I am. And with that, we stand together. And everyone, have a blessed night. And thank you all for joining me. Bye-bye.